beloved child, I speak to you now with a heart overflowing with grace, with compassion that stirs the deepest currents of the universe, and with a love that knows no end. I long for you to open your entire being to me, allowing every hidden corner of your heart to be gently illuminated by my everlasting light. As you receive these words, do not be overwhelmed by their length, for I am eager to pour out an endless stream of encouragement, truth, and consolation upon you. Let your spirit drink deeply from my promises. And know this, you are not reading these words by accident. You are here because I have led you to this divine appointment with me. I desire to speak intimately with you, to pour the treasure of my heart into your soul. I have seen your days and nights, your joys and sorrows, your triumphs and struggles. I have witnessed your silent tears and heard the cries of your heart, even when you felt no one else did. I have walked beside you in quiet moments when you gazed at the sky, wondering if there was something more, something deeper, something eternal. And my child, I tell you, I am that more. I am the one who transcends every limit, the one beyond time who chooses to dwell intimately with you. I reach across eternity to let you feel my heartbeat, to remind you that you are never alone. Take a deep breath and receive my peace. Imagine my arms of love wrapping around you, steadying you, reminding you that you belong to me. Yes, you are mine, my creation, my masterpiece, formed with care and purpose. Before you even recognized your worth, I saw the beauty in you, long before you glimpsed it yourself, like a precious gem hidden in the earth. You matter to me so deeply that I would move heaven and earth to show you my love. Rest in my presence. There is no need to strive, no need to chase after significance. You are already significant because I created you and breathed my life into you. The world may tell you that you must prove yourself, achieve more, or earn your worth. But, my child, you are enough because I have shaped you and I delight in you. If the chaos of life has made you question your value, let my words anchor you in the certainty of my unshakable love. Perhaps you fear you have wandered too far, that your mistakes have built an impenetrable wall between us. But my arms are always open, waiting to embrace you with a grace that defies human understanding. Your failures do not push me away. They move my heart with mercy. I did not come to condemn you, but to offer you a way home, a path of redemption that leads to peace. My compassion is greater than your shortcomings. Do you see? My love is not conditional on your perfection. It is freely given. You do not need to earn my favor with grand gestures or flawless obedience. Good works flow naturally from a heart transformed by love, but they are never the price of my acceptance. My favor is a gift, an abundant outpouring of grace that I choose to lavish upon you simply because you are mine. I have already carried the weight of atonement for you. There is no punishment left for you to bear. All I ask is that you turn your heart toward me in sincerity and receive the forgiveness I so freely give. You are forgiven. You are cleansed. You are precious in my sight. Let this truth wash over you like gentle rain after a long drought. Let it soften any hardened places in your heart. Let it silence every whisper of doubt. My words are not empty promises. They are living truth, steadfast across generations. When I say you are forgiven, it is not a mere hope, but an absolute certainty. The world around you may be filled with turmoil. Wars rage, disasters strike, and people betray one another. At times, it may seem like darkness is winning, but in the midst of it all, I remain a steady beacon of light. I am not distant or indifferent. I am working, weaving beauty out of chaos, stirring hearts to seek me even in the frenzy. If you look closely, you will see glimpses of my glory shining through the darkness. If you open your heart, you will hear my invitation. Come to me. Lay down your burdens. Discover that I am always for you, never against you. I know your worries, your fears about health, finances, relationships, the future. But do you not know that I hold the entire universe in my hands? Planets spin, stars blaze, and not even a sparrow falls without my notice. How much more do I see you? Do not be afraid. I will guide you, step by step. As you surrender your concerns to me, you will find a peace that surpasses human understanding. You may not have the answers, but I do. I can open doors you never imagined and close doors that would lead you astray. Reflect on your past. Recall moments when you thought there was no way forward, yet somehow a breakthrough came. Think of times when you felt abandoned, yet someone or something brought comfort. That was me. I have always been there, orchestrating, guiding, protecting, even when you didn't recognize my hand. What is the deepest longing of your heart right now? Companionship, healing, purpose, rest. Bring it to me. Speak it simply. You do not need eloquent words or rituals to capture my attention. A single whisper, Father, help me, echoes powerfully in my throne room. I am not moved by empty displays of religion. I am moved by a heart that trusts me, and I will meet you exactly where you are. If you feel restless, longing for something more, know that this yearning is the call of eternity upon your heart. I placed within you a spark that knows there is a greater story, a deeper reality. This world, for all its beauty, cannot fully satisfy your soul, because you were created for communion with me. Only in my presence will you find completeness. Do not fear the silence. Many flee from stillness, afraid of what they might find in solitude. But it is in the quiet that you will hear my voice most clearly. Let me reveal the hidden places of your heart, the wounds, the dreams, the doubts, and bring them into my healing light. I do not come to condemn you, but to refine you, like gold purified in fire, so that you stand radiant and whole. Now, let me speak to you of faith. Faith is not just an idea or a religious concept. It is the living connection between you and me. To have a faith is to trust that I am who I say I am, that I will do what I have promised, and that my plans for you are always good. Even the smallest seed of faith can move mountains, because it is not the size of your faith that matters, but the power of the one in whom you believe. I know that sometimes your faith flickers like a candle in the wind. Doubts whisper, "What if it isn't true?" But do not let doubt extinguish your flame. Feed your faith with my promises. Remember the times I have shown myself faithful to you. Reflect on the prayers I have answered, the comfort I have given, the miracles, big and small, that have shaped your journey. These are the markers of my presence, the proof that I am real and that I care. Yes, this message is long, but you asked for depth, and I am giving you an ocean of love. Consider the depth of my desire to dwell with you, to be present in every part of your life. Let these words sink into your heart, not as a burden, but as nourishment. Too often, you settle for brief moments of encouragement, short glimpses of truth, but I long to saturate you with hope and vision. There is no rush. Take your time. Read, reread, and reflect. Let my spirit weave these words into the fabric of your life. You hold on to your wounds as if they define you, wearing them like a garment, afraid of who you might be without them. But I have a new robe for you, woven with healing, vibrant with the colors of redemption. I am not asking you to deny your pain, but to see that I have provided the remedy. When you wrap yourself in my love, despair is exchanged for hope, anger for forgiveness, regret for new beginnings. As you trust in me each day, the old layers of hurt fall away, revealing a new identity. Beloved, redeemed, victorious, you are my child, and as such, you walk in spiritual authority, one rooted in love and humility. You do not need to cower before the enemy who whispers, lies, or tries to steal your joy. Stand firm in who I have declared you to be. Speak my word over your life, over every situation, and watch as faith moves mountains. This authority is not for boasting or control, but to bring my kingdom's reality, peace, justice, righteousness, and the triumph of sacrificial love. You were never meant to live bound by shame or the opinions of others. In my kingdom, greatness is found in serving, in stooping low to wash the feet of those in need, in loving the unlovely and forgiving the undeserving. This is the paradox of my realm. Humility leads to exaltation, giving leads to receiving, and losing your life for my sake leads to finding true life. Look at my example. Did I not set aside my heavenly splendor to walk among you? Did I not touch the broken, heal the outcast, and forgive those who crucified me? Follow in my footsteps, and you will discover a joy deeper than anything this world can offer. Now, be still. How can you reflect my love today? Is there someone who needs a kind word, a helping hand, a listening ear? Is there someone who has hurt you, waiting for forgiveness only you can give? Do not underestimate the power of small acts of obedience. Even a single act of kindness done in my name creates ripples in eternity. Your life is a thread in the grand tapestry of my redemption, and without your thread, the masterpiece would not be complete. I know surrender can feel like losing yourself, but hear me. The more you yield to my love, the more you discover who you truly are. You were made in my image, yet sin distorts that image. My spirit is restoring you day by day to reflect my heart. Surrender is not loss. It is transformation. It is stepping into the fullness of who you were created to be. And if you ever question your worth, look to the cross. My willingness to give my life was the ultimate measure of your value. If doubt creeps in, let the cross stand as an eternal testimony. You are worth rescuing. You are worth dying for. You are the one I long to spend eternity with. Now, let's talk about hope. Hope is the seed that grows in the soil of my promises, untouched by life's storms. When circumstances seem bleak, hope whispers, but my God is able. Hope is not denial. It is confidence that I have the final word. You may see dryness, but hope sees rain. You may feel trapped, but hope sees an open door. You may feel weak, but hope sees my strength in you. You long for a deeper encounter with me. I see it. You have tasted moments of my presence, glimpses of my glory, times when heaven felt close, and you want more. Child, that longing is a gift, but a deeper encounter is not always found in emotional highs. It is found in the quiet moments of daily communion, in reading my word, in stillness, in serving others, in gratitude. As you make space for me, I will fill you until you overflow. I see how you compare yourself to others, measuring your journey against theirs. But no one else has your path, your gifts, your calling. Celebrate the victories of others and let them celebrate yours. In my kingdom, there is no scarcity of blessing. What I have for you is uniquely yours. Let's talk about broken relationships. Maybe a friendship has faded, a family member is distant, or trust has been shattered. I am the mender of broken hearts. If you are holding on to unforgiveness, release it to me. It only poisons your spirit. Forgiveness is not easy, but it is the path to freedom. If reconciliation is possible, take steps to pursue it. If the other person is unwilling, place them in my hands and let me work where you cannot. I can bring healing even when humans cannot. I also see you when you feel invisible, overlooked, unheard, overshadowed. But I see you. I see your quiet faithfulness, your unseen acts of love, your whispered prayers. Do not measure your impact by earthly recognition. Every act of obedience, every seed of kindness is seen by me, and it will bear fruit in its time. When you face temptation, know this: you are not alone. The enemy will try to convince you that you are too weak, that you have no choice but to give in. But I have given you the power to resist. Call on me, and I will strengthen you. You are not defenseless. I have clothed you in armor, truth, righteousness, peace, faith, salvation, my word, and prayer. Even if you stumble, I am here to lift you up. I know some of you carry physical pain, illness, or mental burdens, anxiety, depression, trauma. Hear me. I have not forgotten you. I am the great physician, and I can heal. Sometimes I heal in an instant. Other times, healing is a journey. Through medical care, relationships, or gradual restoration. And there are moments when full healing awaits eternity, where there will be no more pain, no more tears. But in every season, my grace is enough. Hold on to these words. Let them be life to you. You are mine. You are loved. You are never alone. I can pour strength into your weakness, peace into your turmoil, and hope into your despair. Trust me to weave purpose even into your pain. Let us speak of prayer. Prayer is a sacred dialogue between your heart and mine, a place of intimacy, honesty, and transformation. It is not meant to be a monologue of requests, but a conversation where you share your joys and burdens, and then listen for my response. Yes, I still speak today. Perhaps not always in audible voices or dramatic signs, but in the stillness of your spirit, in the words of Scripture, in the wise counsel of a friend, or in the gentle convictions that tug at your conscience. Be patient and cultivate a heart that listens, and you will be astonished at how I communicate when you genuinely seek to hear. I may not always give the answer you expect, but know that my ways are higher, my perspective broader. I see the tapestry of eternity while you see only a single thread. Are you worried that life is passing you by too quickly? That you will never accomplish your goals or fulfill the dreams you once cherished? Place your aspirations in my hands. Let me shape them, refine them, and breathe life into them at the right time. If a dream truly aligns with my will for you, no power in heaven or on earth can extinguish it. If it does not align, you can trust that I have a better path, a plan that will lead to greater fulfillment than you could imagine. Rest in me. Do your part faithfully, but do not be anxious about tomorrow. Each day has enough concerns of its own, and I will provide for you as you walk step by step with me. Let me stir your heart for compassion toward those who suffer. Look around you. Are there hungry mouths to feed, lonely souls needing a friend, homeless individuals longing for shelter, or children craving a sense of belonging? Your love and action can be a conduit of my grace. When you feed the hungry, clothe the naked, or visit the sick and imprisoned, you do these things unto me. The generosity you extend is a reflection of the generosity I have shown you. Be my hands and feet in a world that needs a tangible expression of divine love. Remember, each person you help is someone dear to me, someone I formed and dreamed of before the foundations of the earth. In your pursuit of holiness, do not forget that holiness and love are inseparable. Holiness is not about rigid rules or cold legalism. It is about being set apart in love, reflecting my character of purity, mercy, and compassion. When you love others sacrificially, you embody a cornerstone of holiness. Yes, moral integrity matters. Yes, living in a way that honors my commands matters. But these do not exist to make you proud or self-righteous. They exist to draw you closer to my heart, to keep you safe from sin's destructive consequences, and to allow my glory to shine through your life. Let me write my law on your heart, so that obedience becomes a joyful response to my love, rather than a begrudging duty. If you have experienced church hurt or spiritual abuse, I understand your weariness. People, even those who claim my name, can wound others with judgment, hypocrisy, or manipulation. Yet, do not let the failures of a few tarnish your view of me or cause you to abandon fellowship with my people. I am calling you to a living relationship with me first and foremost, and among my people. While imperfection abounds, there are still countless hearts sincerely seeking to live out my love. Let me guide you to a healthy community of believers where healing can occur and where you can worship and serve alongside others. True Christian fellowship mirrors the unity, acceptance, and compassion that flows from my heart. Now consider the Holy Spirit. He is not an impersonal force, but my very presence dwelling in you, guiding, comforting, empowering, convicting, and gifting you for the good of the body. The Spirit helps you to pray when you do not know what to say, helps you resist temptation when you feel weak, and gives you boldness to share your faith. Nurture a relationship with my Spirit, for He is my gift to you, sealing you as my own. When you sense the Spirit's prompting to speak a word of encouragement or to pray for someone's healing, trust and obey. You never know how one obedient act, fueled by the Holy Spirit, can transform a life, even your own. In your quiet moments, do you wonder about eternity? Let me clarify. Your soul is eternal, and you're invited to spend that eternity in my presence, free from the sorrows of this fallen world. Death is not the end. It is a transition into the next chapter of my grand story. Therefore, do not cling tightly to the things of this earth, for they are temporary. Invest your heart in what lasts: love, compassion, justice, truth, all the fruits of my spirit. Store your treasures in heaven, for where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. Live with the perspective that your citizenship is ultimately in my kingdom, a realm that cannot be shaken. When trials come, and they will come, remember the refining purpose they carry. Adversity can build resilience, compassion, and deeper faith. Do not view hardship as an abandonment on my part, but as an opportunity to experience my sustaining power. Like a gardener pruning a vine, I sometimes allow circumstances that cut away what hinders your growth, leading to a richer harvest of virtue and maturity. I take no pleasure in your pain, but I delight in the radiant character that emerges when you persevere in faith. You will come out stronger, more attuned to my voice, and more empathetic to the struggles of others. If guilt or condemnation weighs you down over sins you once committed, be they words spoken in anger, harmful actions taken in ignorance, or decisions made in rebellion, hear me. I have cast those sins into the sea of forgetfulness. You need not fish them out. The enemy loves to remind you of what you did, attempting to imprison you in shame. But my grace says, you are free. You stand clothed in my righteousness, not because you are without flaw, but because I have covered you with my sacrificial love. Therefore hold your head high, not in arrogance but in gratitude that you have been redeemed. Let that gratitude shape your choices, leading you away from old destructive habits and into a life that honors me. Sometimes people think they must confine their worship of me to religious services or sacred buildings, but I am with you everywhere, on your commute, in your workplace, in your home, in nature's beauty, in laughter shared among friends. Worship is a lifestyle of acknowledging my presence and letting reverence for me guide your thoughts and actions. Sing if you are moved to sing. Dance if you are moved to dance. Bow your head in silent awe if that is what your spirit needs. I accept any expression that flows from a sincere heart. When you feed the hungry, that too can be an act of worship. When you choose integrity in a difficult situation, that is worship. When you love someone unconditionally, that is worship. Let me encourage you in the discipline of studying my word. It is more than ancient text. It is alive, revealing my character, my plan, and my promises. Within its pages, you find nourishment for your spirit, guidance for your path, correction for your missteps, and assurance of my everlasting love. Approach Scripture with a heart ready to receive, and you will find me there, speaking life into your soul. Do not see my word as a dry obligation, but as an intimate letter from me to you. Meditate on it. Let it challenge, inspire, and transform you. The more you immerse yourself in it, the more you will recognize my voice in the daily rhythm of life. My words are seeds that will bear fruit in every season. Consider how precious you are to me. You are my beloved child, fashioned in love and destined for communion with me. I never grow weary of your prayers. I do not tire of your cries for help or clarity. My capacity to give, to listen, and to comfort is infinite. You cannot exhaust my resources. I am the creator of galaxies, the author of life, and yet I care deeply about every detail of your heart. Even the number of hairs on your head is known to me. This intimacy should not frighten you. It should assure you that no part of your life is overlooked. I care about the burdens you carry, no matter how small or overwhelming they may seem. If your soul feels dry, let my spirit refresh you. Sometimes, dryness comes because you have been pouring out without refilling. Return to the wellspring of my presence. Let the living water of my love wash away fatigue and discouragement. Other times, dryness comes because you have busied yourself to the point that you no longer hear my gentle call. Slow down. Create space in your life to meet me in the silence. I do not hide from you. I am waiting for you to still the noise and drink deeply of my fellowship. I long to see you walk in freedom. Freedom from sin, fear, destructive patterns, and the chains of the past. This freedom is available through my spirit and my truth, but you must choose to live in it. Sometimes, freedom requires letting go of familiar comforts and stepping out in faith to break cycles that have defined you for too long. That can be frightening, but I promise you, the freedom I offer is worth the risk. I will never lead you astray. My yoke is easy, and my burden is light. When you walk in my ways, you walk in peace, even when the road is difficult. Look at the world through eyes of compassion, as I do. This does not mean ignoring injustice or wrongdoing, but responding as a healer rather than a destroyer. Speak truth, but let love be your motivation. Do not repay evil with evil. Overcome evil with good. I know this is not always easy, but you are not meant to do it alone. My spirit is ready to empower you. I place my heart of mercy within you so that you can speak words of life in places filled with bitterness and hatred. You may be surprised how one gentle answer can diffuse anger, how one sincere apology can mend a broken relationship. This is the power of love, rooted in my nature. If you are confused about your direction in life, remember, I am a God of clarity and order. Ask me for wisdom, and I will give it generously. Look for my leading in my word, in prayer, and in the counsel of godly mentors, but also trust that I often guide you through your sanctified desires. I have given you creativity, passion, and gifts, not just for your benefit, but to bless others and glorify me. As you delight in me, I place desires in your heart that align with my will. Step forward with confidence, even if the entire path is not visible. Rarely do I reveal the whole journey at once. More often, I give you just enough light for the next step so that you learn to depend on me continuously. Now, let us address the ache of loneliness. You may feel unseen or misunderstood, even in a crowd. Let me assure you, I see you. I formed the depths of your heart, and no thought or feeling is hidden from me. Even when words fail you, I understand your emotions completely. If you feel isolated, invite me into that space. Let me be your companion, your confidant, your closest friend. Human relationships are a beautiful gift, and I want you to nurture healthy connections. But no human can fully satisfy your soul's longing for unconditional love. Only I can do that. When you drink from my well, you will never be truly alone. Yes, life has burdens, finances, careers, relationships, health, personal goals. Each can become a source of stress when you try to manage them with your own strength. But if you surrender them to me, I will give you rest. I will guide your decisions and multiply your efforts. This is not a call to passivity, but an invitation to partnership. I bless diligent hands and wise stewardship, But I also want you to rely on my supernatural favor, my child. I can do more in a moment of my power than you can accomplish in years of striving. When your strength fails, mine is unlimited. If you have tasted the bitterness of betrayal, slander, or injustice, know that I understand your pain. When I walked the earth, I too was betrayed, falsely accused, misunderstood, and crucified by the very ones I came to save. I do not stand distant from your suffering. I have experienced it firsthand. Let that assure you that I will never leave you to battle alone. Even in the darkest valley, my rod and my staff will comfort you. I am the good shepherd who seeks the lost, heals the wounded, and rejoices when one who has strayed returns home. If you feel lost, come home to my embrace. If you are limping, let me carry you. If you are exhausted, find your rest in me. Now, let me speak to parents. If you worry about your children, their future, their faith, their well-being, place them in my hands. Teach them my ways, love them with patience, and reflect my character to them. But do not live in constant fear. I love your children even more than you do, and my desire is to see them flourish. Yes, they have free will, but my spirit knows how to speak to their hearts, how to guide them in truth, and how to draw them back to me. Trust me with their lives, just as you trust me with your own. If they wander, be steadfast in prayer for them. Trust in my heart as a father, and demonstrate the grace and truth they need to see. For those battling addictions, whether to substances, unhealthy relationships, or harmful habits, know that I stand with open arms, ready to break every chain. Addiction thrives in darkness and secrecy, so bring it into my light. Seek help from trusted friends, counselors, and spiritual leaders. I do not condemn you. I want to set you free. The journey may be long and challenging, but every step of surrender to me is a step toward liberty. My spirit will empower you to overcome, to rebuild, and to testify of my transforming power. Even in your weakest moment, my strength is made perfect. Do not be ashamed to confess your struggles, for in humility and honesty, healing begins. If disappointment with religious institutions or spiritual leaders has hardened your heart, let me separate my pure love from the failings of flawed people. I know how hypocrisy grieves you, and how dishonesty in those who claim to represent me wounds you. But do not throw away your faith because of human shortcomings. Look to me, the author and finisher of your faith. I am the perfect shepherd, and no institution or individual should ever replace your direct relationship with me. Hold leaders accountable, speak truth in love, and strive for integrity. But do not let the failures of a few overshadow the goodness, hope, and redemption I offer. Let us return to the theme of rest. You live in an age of constant hustle, incessant demands, and unending digital stimuli. Your soul can grow weary, even numb. I designed you for Sabbath rhythms, seasons of work and seasons of renewal. Rest is not laziness, it is wisdom. When you acknowledge your human limitations, you demonstrate trust in my infinite capacity. You say, God, I can pause, for you are still at work. Embrace those sacred pauses, and you will find that your productivity multiplies under my blessing. If you feel a stirring in your spirit, a calling to ministry or mission, do not dismiss it as mere imagination. Pray, seek counsel, and step forward in faith. My call is rarely accompanied by a neon sign, but often by a persistent desire and the affirmation of wise mentors. You do not need to be perfect or to have all the answers to serve me. Your willingness, humility, and obedience count for far more than credentials. I delight in taking ordinary people and empowering them to do extraordinary deeds. I search for authenticity and devotion, not superficial showmanship. Cultivate gratitude. A grateful heart sees blessings in trials, beauty in ashes and victories, no matter how small, along the way. Gratitude repels negativity and opens your eyes to my daily mercies. It rewires your mind to focus on what is praiseworthy rather than what is lacking. I am not asking you to ignore pain or injustice, but to anchor yourself in hope. Acknowledge every good gift that still surrounds you. Make Thanksgiving a daily practice. First thing in the morning, last thing at night, and throughout the day. Watch how it shifts your perspective and uplifts your spirit. You might wonder if your prayers for the world make any difference. Brokenness can seem overwhelming. Poverty, violence, corruption, hatred. But your prayers matter because I hear them. They align your heart with mine. When your heart breaks for what breaks mine, you become my partner in restoration. Prayer softens your heart, shapes your passions, and positions you to take inspired action. Yes, the problems are colossal, but I am mightier than any darkness. When enough hearts unite in earnest prayer and love-driven action, nations can be transformed, injustice is overturned, and revival can sweep across the land. Never underestimate the power of a praying soul. If you are searching for your purpose, understand this. Your primary purpose is to know me, to love me, and to reflect my character. The specifics of your career, location, or ministry are secondary. When you prioritize intimacy with me, those other questions find answers more naturally. Walk with me daily, and you will see how doors open, passions emerge, and your life unfolds in a way that glorifies me and blesses others. The more you invest in our relationship, the clearer your calling becomes, because you begin to share my heart and vision. You may experience spiritual battles, restlessness, disturbing dreams, or an oppressive sense of fear in the night. In those moments, call on my name, fill your mind with my word, and declare my authority over every power that is not from me. Evil cannot stand in the light of my presence. Remind yourself that you are my child, sealed with my spirit, and protected under the shadow of my wings. Keep your home a place of peace, filled with worship and truth. The enemy may prowl like a roaring lion, but he flees when you stand firm in faith, anchored in my victory. If you are burdened by regrets, longing to rewind time and make different choices, release that burden to me. You cannot alter the past, but you can learn from it. I specialize in redemption, taking mistakes and weaving them into testimonies of my grace. The important thing is your willingness to turn from harmful ways and walk in the freedom I offer, and walk anew in my guidance. Let your past be a teacher, not a jailer. I make all things new. Yes, even the worst chapters of your history can become part of a story that blesses others and glorifies me when you surrender them. As you journey through life, you will encounter seasons of dryness and seasons of harvest, seasons of weeping and seasons of laughter, seasons of confusion and seasons of clarity. Through them all, I remain constant. Your ever-present help in trouble, your portion in times of famine, your anchor in the storm. Do not judge my love or my plans solely by a single season. Continue to walk in faith, trusting that each chapter plays a role in your transformation. The patient endurance developed in trials will serve you well in future battles, and the rejoicing in seasons of blessing will remind you of my goodness. Remember, my child, you are never alone. The path may sometimes feel solitary, but my angels watch over you. My spirit dwells in you. My word lights your way. Your brothers and sisters in faith surround you. In a spiritual family that spans the globe and the centuries. When you feel weak, know that others are praying for believers worldwide, and that includes you. Yes, your name may not be known to them specifically, but in my family, your spirit is connected to a vast body of believers who intercede for the church as a whole. And if you have no one to pray with you physically, cling to the truth that my Son always lives to intercede for you at my right hand. Let me remind you, there is no condemnation for those who are in my Son. You have been set free from the law of sin and death. You stand in grace, a place of favor and acceptance. Keep your eyes on the cross, the ultimate symbol of my love and forgiveness. Let it remind you daily that your identity is sealed in redemption. You are not a slave to sin. You are not a product of your worst failures. You are a new creation, destined to walk in the good works I prepared for you from the beginning of time. Whatever it is that you are facing, be it heartbreak, financial trouble, spiritual dryness, or unrelenting anxiety, do not give up. Persevere, for you are closer to breakthrough than you may think. Often, the darkest hour is just before dawn. Keep sowing seeds of faith, seeds of kindness, seeds of obedience to my word, and in due season, you will reap a harvest if you do not give up. Fix your eyes on what is unseen, for what is seen is temporary, but what is unseen is eternal. You belong to an unshakable kingdom, one that will outlast every empire and worldly system. When sorrow weighs heavy on your heart, allow yourself to grieve in my presence. I weep with those who weep. I do not chastise you for your tears. Tears can be a language of the soul when words fail. Yet even in the valley of sorrow, I can gently infuse hope, reminding you that one day I will wipe every tear from your eyes. While you walk this earth, sorrow and joy often mingle, but in my kingdom, joy will have the final word. And even here, I can turn mourning into dancing, exchange garments of heaviness for garments of praise. If you allow me to work my healing in you, reflect on my faithfulness through the ages. I delivered my people from slavery, led them through the wilderness, brought them into a promised land, raised up prophets, kings, and ordinary individuals to accomplish my will. In the fullness of time, I came in the flesh to reveal the depth of my love. I died, but rose again, defeating death itself. Throughout generations, I have sparked revivals, sustained the persecuted, and reached the hardest hearts. My power has not diminished. My reach has not shortened. If I was faithful then, I am faithful now. My wonders are not confined to the pages of ancient history. They continue today, and you can be a part of that ongoing story. Let me encourage you to cultivate a spirit of expectancy. Expect my goodness. Expect my guidance. Expect that I will use you in ways you cannot yet foresee. Expect that I will place words in your mouth to encourage the weary, to challenge the proud, to comfort the brokenhearted. You might worry that you are ill-equipped, But remember, I often call the unlikely so that my power is clearly revealed. Let your expectancy be fueled by my promises, for hope that is anchored in me never leads to shame. As you marinate in these truths, your faith grows, your perspective shifts, and your burdens become lighter. You begin to see the world through my eyes, filled with compassion for the lost, love for the hurting, and patience for the struggling. You cease to be a victim of circumstance and become a victor in grace. Your prayers become bolder, your worship more heartfelt, your heart more open to my promptings. This is the beauty of life in my spirit. When you are tempted to condemn yourself or think you have to earn my love, recall this moment. Remember my words. Child, you are loved. You are mine. Receive my grace. It is a grace that cannot be bought or bargained for. It is freely bestowed. If I did not withhold my own son, but gave him up for you, will I not, along with him, graciously give you all things necessary for your flourishing in me? That includes peace of mind, courage in adversity, and wisdom for every decision. I know the length of this message is extensive, but it is my delight to speak extensively to you. Just as lovers can spend hours in conversation, so I long to spend abundant time reaching the depths of your heart. Do not be intimidated by the volume of my words. Receive them gradually, letting each truth saturate your soul. Consider them a lifetime invitation, for they hold truths you can revisit over and over again, discovering new layers of meaning as you grow in faith. My words are alive, and my presence is real. Let these words settle in your heart, for they are my love letter to you. Each sentence carries a whisper of my spirit, drawing you closer, assuring you that you are not forgotten. You are seen, you are known, and more than anything, you are deeply, irrevocably loved. I do not love you in pieces, nor do I love you based on your performance. My love is whole, complete, and eternal. It does not waver with your successes or failures. It remains unshaken through every storm, every doubt, and every struggle. Know how the world has tried to define you by your past, by your mistakes, by your weaknesses, but I am the only one who holds the true definition of who you are. You are my masterpiece, my beloved creation, formed with purpose and intentionality. Do not allow the voices of shame or fear to drown out the truth I speak over you. You are not a lost cause. You are not too broken. Nothing in you is beyond my power to redeem. My grace is greater than your wounds, and my love is stronger than your fears. When you feel weary, when the battles of life drain your strength, come to me, lay your burdens down at my feet, and let me refresh your soul. You do not have to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders. I am your refuge. I am your hiding place. In my presence, you will find rest that no earthly thing can provide. The peace I give you is not temporary, nor is it fragile. It is a peace that guards your heart and mind, even in the midst of chaos. My child, I am always working in your life, even when you cannot see it. The prayers you have prayed, the tears you have shed, the battles you have faced, all of it is seen and held in my hands. Nothing is wasted. I am weaving everything together for good, turning ashes into beauty, pain into purpose, and trials into testimonies. Trust my timing, even when it seems slow. Trust my ways, even when they don't make sense. I am never late, and I am never absent. I am with you, leading you step by step. Do not fear the future, for I am already there. I go before you, making a way where there seems to be no way. Every promise I have spoken over your life will come to pass, for I am a God who keeps his word. No force in heaven or on earth can stop what I have ordained for you. Walk boldly in faith, knowing that I have already equipped you with everything you need, the strength you require, the wisdom you seek, the provision you long for. It is all found in me. Lift your eyes, my beloved. Do not be consumed by what is temporary. The trials of this world will pass, but my kingdom is forever. The things that trouble you now will not last, but my love, my presence, and my promises will stand for eternity. Fix your heart on what is eternal, and you will not be shaken. Keep pressing forward. Keep believing. Keep holding on to my hand. You are closer than you think to the breakthrough I have prepared for you. Let this be your assurance. Nothing can separate you from my love. Not your doubts, not your failures, not your past, not your fears. I have claimed you as my own, and no power in existence can change that. You are my treasure, my delight, my joy. So walk in confidence, knowing that my favor surrounds you like a shield. Where others see impossibility, I see potential. Where others count you out, I call you chosen. Where others see brokenness, I see beauty. So come, my beloved, walk with me, trust me, lean into my love. Your journey is not over. Your story is still being written. And I, the author of life, am writing something beautiful, something eternal. Do not let go of my promises, for they are your anchor. Do not let go of my hand, for I am your guide. I am here. I am speaking. And I will never stop reminding you. You are mine, and I love you with a love that knows no end. As you close these words, know that my blessing rests upon you. I bless your mind to think thoughts that align with my truth. I bless your heart to beat in rhythm with my compassion. I bless your hands to do works of kindness and justice. I bless your feet to carry you to places where my glory can be revealed. Through you, I bless your family, your friendships, your endeavors, and your rest. You are covered by my unending love. Should you stumble, I will catch you. Should you stray, I will find you. Should you lose hope, I will renew it. You are safe in my arms, now and forever. Breathe, beloved, and rest in my embrace. I am with you always, guiding you with a gentle hand and a loving heart. You are never alone, for I am faithful from generation to generation, from everlasting to everlasting. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end, and everything in between. Cling to me. Trust in my goodness. Walk in my ways and witness the remarkable truth that you are eternally cherished and destined for a life of meaning and wonder in my kingdom. I am your God, and you are my precious child. No force in creation can break that bond of love. Live in the fullness of this reality, and let my words continue to echo in your heart long after you have finished reading. You are mine, and I love you, yesterday, today, and forever. Amen.